So what do you suggest is the most critical item a company should prepare and regularly test for IR and DR?
Yeah, I think we just then, yeah, Andy addressed it, the so-called tabletop, so the simulations. I think that's part of what you need to be doing, right? It's sitting down, understanding, identifying potential um, use cases that may apply to you. I think, well, ransomware, to anybody can fall victim of ransomware. That you're tall or small, thick or thin, ransomware should be there. And that exercise initially, you can do it with a hand holding, instructor led, right? So you don't may not have the answers to the questions, you may not know how to do it, but then people will walk you through. They can be quite fun because you throw in what we call injects to the client, right? But the hand holding one is a fantastic way if you don't have if you already know my maturity is 0, 1, right, that level, right? Then developing your IR framework, yeah, from your policies, your procedures, interesting with ransomware and the no payment ransomware and the kind of forums that I get involved, webinars I'm invited to talk to, or I organize myself. That question is still popping up. Is it illegal to pay ransomware? People still asking that question, right? Well, you should sit down with your legal department and your external legal advisors and look at your local regulations. And if you operate internationally, look at the landscape of legal requirements that may be subject to you, may apply to you, right? So, you have to go through that full exercise, right? Then remediate, right? And certainly have your plan, your response plan, right? Your crisis management, yeah, your media handling procedures, etc. Playbooks important, run books important. But again, this is not static. The bad guys and the bad girls out there are not static. They're changing the way that they do things, right? You had a ransomware a few years ago, ransomware, then double extortion, then triple extortion. In the US right now, hey, SEC disclosures. People, the bad guys are looking into this and are coming back. Hey, you didn't disclose a
Yeah.
breach. I'm gonna, hey, give me more money, give me more bitcoins, right? So exercising is fundamental, but then the critical thing on IR, go through that process. Now, call it direct selling. Have your contingency. Have somebody on retainer. The last thing you want is to then have to go through scramble to get budget approval, which obviously, if you have ransomware, you'll get the budget. But going through contracting to get somebody there that doesn't even know you, hey, you can, hey, be smart, be proactive, get somebody on retainer, allow them to onboard you properly, let them get to know you. Maybe do that tabletop exercise with it, right? Look at what's included in the service, what's excluded in the service, right? If I have a days of breach, am I going to get monitoring? My level of
I,
service um, around detection is this. Can you enhance that, please? Right? And the other element, and I said this before, I got no skin in the game here whatsoever because we're not a law firm. Make sure that you have also somebody that you trust, that is a good lawyer, that understands you, understands cyber regulation applicable to you, that can work with people like me or people like you guys, right? And actually is there also on call, because this is, whether you like it or not, this is a legal matter. It is, right? And what's happening in the US with the SEC disclosures has a domino effect across the world.